Yum, yum!
What's up, everybody? I'm going to show some progress, a little shorter this time than normal, but it's a simple rig but has a big job to do, and that's the jaw. So the jaw rig is really the idea of opening up the mouth and giving you the control that you need, because the lips and the mouth corners and everything all kind of hang on top of this main jaw open and close. By itself, it's actually not that complicated. Let me turn this off so that you guys can see it smooth. Right? It's just a matter of opening and closing it. The trick is, though, is when you use a rotation, and we can look at this from the side view. Actually, let me turn off the shape corrections so you guys can see. So this is what it looks like by default, right? When you open the mouth up. Your goal is to get, kind of a nice football shape. I wouldn't say this is perfect, but not bad for a prototype, right? So you want to get this kind of nice rounded shape so that when you lift the mouth corners up and down, they give you a nice clean line, a nice graphic line. But by default, right, you're dealing with a rotation, so you end up with something that gives you these big, long arcs that run along the mouth. But that's not really how your face works, right? You've got skin sliding over bone and kind of other stuff like that. You're also dealing with a volume change in your cheeks as you open, right? You actually lose volume here, and that's the whole idea of that squash and stretch of your face. So we move this up and down. So I'm adding in a sculpt correction or a morph correction. You can see there's quite a bit of change there. And I guess the real point to talk about is that I can make the weighting super clean. Imagine it being a joint. But you need to have that sculpt, that manual shape correction that goes along with it so you can get the final result that you want. So now you can see here, as I turn this on and off, right, we're dealing with quite a bit of change from down here at the bottom of the neck to make that kind of work cleanly, to dealing with the volume of the face, right? So as things come up, you can actually kind of watch this here, which is kind of nice, right? And you see this stuff is carving in and pushing in there. So anyway, this was not, I didn't expect there to be some technical issue about this not working. It was more, dealing with the weighting and making sure that it gets nice and smooth, playing around with the different controls, right? So there's open, but there's also, twisting the jaw, moving the jaw left and right, straight up and down, because a lot of times you'll want to get like the mouth shape where you want generally, or the jaw, and you just want to drop the jaw to get a silhouette. So there's sort of an up and down movement that happens, right? Pull this up and down. And speaking to that, this is actually kind of a good segue. So when I look at the vertices, right, one thing that's important is that you want to fade these effects off really far, so that when I move this guy up and down, you'll notice as I'm dragging this thing way, way down, you'll notice that, and even this, it's not perfectly clean, right? These lines, these little hiccups, I should really be cleaning these guys out. Actually, I can do that while we're talking to show you what I mean. Right, is that I want to take, let's go into actual point mode here. All right, we'll select the weight container, and I will then select this and grab the point that I want, right? So I want to actually clean this up so that I get a nice clean line, and I start playing around with this, right? And I've moved the jaw, we'll zoom out, right, to ridiculous mode. Right? But what this gives me is the ability to see how far up, right? If I move this guy and I move it down, right? You can, actually I'll do this, right? So see that as I'm moving the jaw, there's all this like little subtle movement up and down here. And that's really important for, and you think about this is just one control. When you add the jaw, the open, the mouth, the lips, the mouth corners, the eyelids, and everything. And if you pull everything and have little tugs on stuff all the way around, you end up with a very alive-looking face. Now, granted, there's tricks on how to make sure the stuff layers together right. And when I get into the full training, we'll get into that. But, yeah, it's just important from a just theoretical rigging standpoint, is that you want to make sure that things fade off as smoothly as possible. In this case, opening the jaw, but it's running all the way up around the head and stuff like that. So anyway, dealing with side to side, dealing with moving the lip forward so we can give them an overbite, right? And you can then lift that up there, kind of do this kind of a stuff, right? Maybe not so appealing, but cool. But anyway, the jaw rig, kind of generally speaking, being able to kind of combine these guys together. Pretty happy with it. I didn't expect there to be any technical problems with this one. I just wanted to work my way through. So the next step will be the mouth itself, moving the mouth around, the eyelid, the squint, this lower eye area, and then the ear. And then I've pretty much prototyped everything out, and then it's going to be putting all the pieces together to show you a full completed face rig. So anyway, see you guys.